So we begin this final session by focusing on the great doors of the cathedral. You can hear from the noise in the background that the doors of the cathedral connect us with the life of the city, the traffic and the people that are passing by, going about their everyday business. So I want to wrap up this series in this final session as we think about what happens at the end of the service and how we're actually sent out from the service, not because our work is done, but because actually our work begins as we go out through the doors and into the world. One of the things we'll do is we say a prayer something like this at the end of the communion session. This is one of the prayers we often use. It goes like this: Bountiful God, at this table, the table of Jesus, you graciously feed us with the bread of life and the cup of eternal salvation. And then listen to the words that follow. May we who have reached out our hands to receive this sacrament be strengthened in your service. We who have sung your praises tell of your glory and truth in our lives. We who have seen the greatness of your love see you face to face in your kingdom and come to worship you with all your saints forever. Another way of understanding what's happening as we leave from this cathedral at the end of a Eucharist, wherever we're gathered for Eucharist, is to remember and hear again the challenging words which are said at the end of a baptism service, and they're also said at the end of a confirmation service. And as people that are doing your admission to First Communion, you're kind of halfway between the baptism liturgy, and you're baptized, and the other service which will happen in a few years when you're confirmed. Listen to these words that remind us of what our mission, what our work is in the church. All who have been baptized and confirmed are called to study the Bible, to take part in the life of the church, to share in the Holy Communion, which is what we're preparing to do, to pray faithfully and regularly. We are called to share with others by word and example the love of Christ and the gospel of reconciliation and hope. We are called to love our neighbours as ourselves, to honour everyone, and to work and pray for peace and justice. Beautiful words and challenging words as we think about what it means to be a person of Jesus as we go out from our time in worship and to reconnect with the world around us. Here at Grafton Cathedral, we're particularly conscious of the significance of our doors, and we try to leave these doors open for as much of the day, every week as we possibly can. That's a risk because sometimes things happen that we prefer not to happen, but the open doors are also a symbol of our openness to the world and our engagement with our community. And we often say this cathedral prayer which reflects the symbolism of the open doors. Living in eternal Christ, bless the ministry of this cathedral as a place of pilgrimage and prayer. May our doors always be open to pilgrims. May our hearts always be open to one another. And may our minds always be open to new truth. Draw us deeply into the mystery of your life, your death and your resurrection, now and always. So as we come to the end of this series, and as you prepare for your day when you'll claim your place at the table of Jesus and are admitted to Holy Communion, that's our prayer. That not only will the doors of the cathedral be open, but that the doors of our lives will be open, our hearts will be open to God, and God will touch other people just as God has touched us.